I want y'all to pay close attention to how he interacts with, talks about, takes out, talks to, feeds, gives money to, takes presents to, celebrates the holidays with his mother. Nobody else, his mother. And I repeat this a lot because I want people to know how, I don't want to call it a mother wound. That's what it's called. Mommy issues, but that's what y'all call it. Throughout my childhood, my mother did a lot for me. And I learned to take her for granted. I was a little kid. I didn't know that I was taking her for granted because I expected the food and the trips. I expected my mom to take me to my baseball games, football practice. She did the birthday parties. She did the Halloween parties, the fun. She was my den mother as a Cub Scout. And then at 11, my mom and dad got divorced. And I accused my mother of breaking up our family. I was mad because she sent my mother away. I didn't know any better. And from age 11 until my mother died in 2012, I was angry at my mother, so I was angry at all women that I encountered. Every woman I had, I've always had a good woman in my life, always. The men in my family were always put on the pedestal. We were praised. Even to this day, the women in my family love me, and I know better how to return the love for them and respect. But as a young man, I didn't know what to do with a woman besides having sex with her. That's all I knew. When my parents divorced, I was sent to live with a lady that I didn't know, and I was attracted to her because my mother had some attractive friends. And we had this, she would have parties, her and my dad would have parties every Friday. My brother drilled a hole in the bathroom wall adjacent to my mother's bedroom, and he will invite me in there to look through the peephole. I call it a glory hole in my book, Broken, and I'm going to relaunch that. But when my mother had parties, the women would come in the bathroom and get undressed, and y'all know y'all adjust your bras and stuff, and they would sit on the toilet, and I would look between their legs, everything. I was little peeping Tom. I was a freak at 8, a freak. I was already having sex, and I was already watching porn. And so this is how I was created. Aside from my great parenting, aside from my great parenting, my parents were great people, but they were drinking and smoking and stuff and fighting. And so when my mom got divorced my dad, we went to court. My mother never showed up. My dad got custody at between 11 and 12. And I was upset with my mother from that point moving forward until she died. Luckily, when she was in hospice, I got a chance to go see her, and I told her I loved her. And the lady said, wow, when you walk in here, your mother's eyes lit up. And my mother was under that drip. She couldn't talk, couldn't move. She was on her way she was passing on. And she said, you must be her son because your mother hadn't smiled in 6 months. And so I had a chance to get closure with my mother. But from 11 to 46, 47, 11 to when my mother passed, 12, I was about 45, somewhere there. I didn't have closure with my mother, so I didn't give women closure. So I would leave women, I would hurt women, I would disrespect women, I would discard women, I would gaslight women. All my narcissistic traits were full blown because of my disconnect from my mother. So if you're meeting a man, and this is not talking about narcissistic women at all, but if you're meeting a man that you don't see these things with his mother, if he talks to her, if he calls her, if he respects her, if he buys her gifts, if he takes her to, if he celebrates her birthday, if he takes her to breakfast, lunch, or dinner. I wanted to do all these things, but I stopped doing it because my mom, I thought she discarded me when I was 11. And so I was doing these things for women to reel them in, to love bomb them, to eventually discard them like my mother discarded me. So it was a trait that I inherited. But if you have a man and he's doing these things, or he doesn't have this relationship with his mother, pay close attention, because you're going to be the one that catches hell. You're going to be one that suffers from his mother wound, and nobody else. He'll take it out on you. I wasn't physically abusive at all. That didn't make me better. It didn't make me a better man. I was verbally abusive, and I was mentally abusive because I lied a lot. I cheated a lot. I hid a lot. I ran a lot. I pushed her away a lot. I avoided her a lot, and I starved her body a lot and her mind. So pay attention to his relationship with his mother, and that'll tell you a lot about him, and don't deny it. You have a great day.